Alrighty, guys, welcome back. It's your host, ID Jester, just in time for a little more Tally Ho! Solitaire Air War game by Historic Wings, aka Thomas Van Hare. Sorry about episode 1. We got through one whole turn and then the game decided to crash on me. So we're going to pick it up starting with turn 2. Thanks everyone for coming by. Thanks for your support. Don't forget to like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. And let's see what we can do here in turn number 2. So going into the start of turn number 2, that is our... there is our information. We got a couple, 3 hurricanes that are headed out. And unfortunately, this hurricane here only has 2 available Vics. This is a full Vic. This is a full Vic. No, I'm sorry. This is a full Vic. And this is a full Vic. This is still... They're still having tea time in Lemke there. Still having tea time in Lemke there. Alright, and as you can see, we have a bunch of JU-87s. We got 4 of them. We have a BF-110C here. And then we have an Ace BF-109 right there. That guy's going to be a problem. Alrighty, so we got our little dice chucker up here. So you'll be able to see the dice rolls as we progress through there. All right, start turn 2. We go right into the... we're going right into the Luftwaffe actions. And I do like to have that highlighted on my page here. As you can see, we do have that sheet up here. Alright, so there we go. We're going to be rolling from the top down. So top down, reading it just like normal. So the top one is going to be this guy right here. That is a JU-87. So we're going to roll to see what he's going to do. Again, we're going to be looking at the black dice anytime we're rolling for the Germans. Red dice anytime for the Brits. And here we go. It's a 3. So a 3 on our little chart for the JU-87 is turn to target. Turn to target. Okay. Which... move it directly towards the nearest target hex. Yes, so he's going to move directly one face forward. That's what he's going to do. Next one is going to be this one right here. That's a JU-87 that had turned left or right. So let's see what he decides to do. And we roll a 1. He's going to turn left or right again. This guy is lost, I think. 1, 2, 3 is left. 4, 5, 6 is right. He's going to turn left. Oh boy. He's going to turn left. So turning left 60 degrees is going to turn him that way. And then he's going to move. Well, fortunately for him, he got back on track and is headed the right direction. Maybe. We'll see. Next up is going to be this guy right there. Let's see what he decides to do. He rolls a 1. He's going to turn left or right. And 1, 2, 3 is left. It is left. He's going to turn left. Left, right, left. He's going to turn left and go 1. So he's lost 2. That's great. Now, we got the BF. I think this is the BF-109s, right? Yes. He had the BF-109 with the ace. So if he, yeah, we've got to be careful of that Yahoo. All right, so let's go. Let's see what he rolls. He rolls a 3. That is the BF-109-3 is going to turn to escort. So let's read what that has to say. The Schwaffel faces and moves directly towards the nearest Luftwaffe bomber Schwaffel. It moves towards it with the intent to provide escort to protect it from RAF attacks. If 2 or more bomber. Well, all right. So let's read this over and we'll get it. We'll figure it out. Turn to escort. The Schwaffel faces and move directly towards the nearest Luftwaffe bomber Schwaffel. So the nearest bomber Schwaffel is this one. So he's going to turn and go into that space there. The Schwaffel faces and moves directly towards the nearest Luftwaffe bomber Schwaffel. It moves towards it with the intent to provide escort to protect it from RAF attacks. If 2 or more bomber Schwaffels are equal distance, roll to randomly select between them. If there are no bomber Schwaffels on the sector map, the Schwaffel move towards, turn to RAF. The Schwaffel does not turn, then move. The Schwaffel does not turn, then move, but takes the most direct path. Schwaffels that have bombed are ignored. They will not be escorted to the bottom of the sector map. All right, so I think he was here. He's going to turn towards that and fly into that sector to help protect him against attacks. Next up is this BF-110C over here. Let's see what he gets. And he's going to be using the BF-110C column there. He rolls a 4. Turn to escort. Turn to escort, which is what we just did. So he is going to faces and move directly towards the nearest Luftwaffe bomber Schwaffel. So for him, the nearest one is this one, actually. So he's going to turn, and his movement is moving to 3. So he's going to move 1, 2, like that. Oops, you guys can't see, couldn't see it. Hang on, let me move it back. So he was facing over here. Or maybe it was like this. I can't remember which way he was facing. But the closest one is this one. So he's going to turn 1, 2, and move on to that to help protect him. And then last but not least, we actually need to move this guy this Stuka that's underneath here. And the Stuka, let's see what he does. So once again, we're going to be rolling on the Stuka column. Right there. Roll 6. Turn to target. And so he's just going to move 1 up there. Just like that. Alright. So. Oops, you guys can see that again. He's just going to move towards the target. Alright. That is Luftwaffe actions. Now it's up to the RAF boys. All right. So we're going to start with this guy right here. He is Hurricane 3. Hurricane 3 has got all of its VIX. It's got all of its VIX. So it gets a +4 to its dice roll. And so we're going to be looking at the hurricane here. All right. He's going to get a +4 to his dice roll. And we're looking at the red. 3 + 4 is 7. 5 or more. Move and engage. He is going to move into that space right there. Nice. Now we have Hurricane. No. We have Defiant. Wait. Defiant. Why is the Defiant? Oh, yeah, it was the Hurricane that's over here. So the Defiant is here. Oh, yeah, so I got to keep switching back the camera. So this guy here, the Defiant, he only has 2 Vicks. So he gets a +2 to his dice roll. He gets a +2, and we're using this column right here. And so he rolls a 2 + 2 is a 4. Move and engage. Move and engage. So he's going to move, boom, boom, like that. And then we have the hurricane right here. The hurricane right there. That hurricane has got all of its it's got all of his things. Now the question for us is, do we have it go after that Stuka there and see if we can knock it out, or do we have it come down here and try and intercept this guy? Because this has only got 2 Vicks in it. If it had a full flight, I would be so much better. A Defiant hits only on a 6. It only hits on a 6. So we get to roll 2 dice. One of them has got to be a 6. Yeah, he's awful close. We're going to move this guy 1, 2, and we're going to move him into that sector right there. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes, boys. All right, so that was... So we got to resolve dogfights. So we're going to start up here at the top. We have JU-87, and we have a Hawker Hurricane 3 with 4 Vicks against a 4 Swarm. The Germans are loaded for bear, unfortunately. All right. So the JU-87 is going to be rolling 4 dice. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put 2 black dice and then 2 red dice. Change that. All right, let's just... There we go. Yeah, that looks good. All right, looks good. All right, looks like... All right, so here we go. We're going to attack. All right, dog fight it is. So dog fight is going to be between Hurricane 3 right here. Hurricane 3 and JU-87-2. JU-87-2. Okay, so we're going to roll for the JU-87 first. The JU-87 is going to roll 4 dice. He's going to roll 4 dice. 1 for each of his swarms. This is, which number is this? Number 2. Okay. Number 2. Okay. And he's going to hit on a 6. And he's going to defend on a 1. If we show that here. Here we go. So he's going to hit on a 6. Right there. And then he's going to defend on a 1. He's going to get to roll 4 dice, because there's 4 of them, against this Hawker Hurricane, against the Hawker Hurricane. All right. All right, so we'll roll for the German first. So 4 dice, so we're going to roll it 2 dice twice. 1s are going to be defenses, 6 are going to be hits, and here we go. He rolls a 2 and a 3, which is nothing. Second 2... 6-6. Wow. Of course. So now that's going to be 2 hits and no defenses. And now we got to look at our Hurricane number 3 here. Hurricane number 3. And we're going to have to insert okay. What a black dot would be great. There we go. That actually looks pretty good. Pretty good size considering. All right. We'll add a few more there. All right. So so this guy is going to use up one of his dog fights there. So he hits on a 5 or 6 and defends on a 1. He has got 4 Vicks, so he gets all of his attacks as well. So we're looking for lots of 5s and 6s and lots of, hopefully, 1s and 1s as well. 1, 5, and 6s are all good. Here we go. 4 dice. 4, 5, which is going to be 1 hit. And 4, 1, which is going to be 1 defense. So he rolls a 1 and 1. 1 and 1. Which means he does 1 attack, does 1 damage, and defends 1. The German will do an attack and no defense. So in this case, 2 minus the 1 defense is going to cause 1 hurricane to get shot down. So we lose a hurricane there, which is not great. And then we're going to actually copy these over here as well. This is JU-87 number 2. And he loses 1 of his guys. So he does 2 damage, minus the 1 defense is 1 damage to the Hurricanes. The Hurricane does 1 attack and no defense, so he does 1. So it's 1 on 1. Fortunately for us, though, the Bomber is going to... The Bomber, if it takes any hits... If the Bomber takes any hits, it is going to get assigned a return to base. He's going to drop his bombs and he's going to return to base. Right? Let me just double check that. We will adjust the fuel and ammo points. Jettison bombs. When a Luftwaffe bomber Schwaffel loses one or more swarms in a dogfight only, it jettisons his bombs and returns to base. Stoffel that is jettisoned his bombs can no longer bomb. Okay, so this guy here. He's going to be RTB, return to base. He's going to drop his bombs and he's going to try and get the hell out of there because he's under full-fledged attack by us. So that's good. Now, here's the thing. After a dog fight, everyone gets assigned a random position. So we'll roll for the JU-87 first. And of course, we're going to look at the first number. Actually, I'll just turn these off again. There we go. Wait a minute, what happened? Oh, clicked on the wrong one. There we go. Save. There we go. All right, we'll just do it that way so nobody gets confused. So we're rolling for direction for the JU-87. It is facing direction 5, which is going to be this way. And for the Hawker Hurricanes, let's see which way they're going to face. 6. So they're facing... I'm sorry. They're facing this way, down that way. We're facing back towards England over there. Okay. Great. Now... Okay. We got another fight to go through. We got our fight right here, which is going to be Hawker Hurricane 2. Hawker Hurricane 2, which is going to be Hawker Hurricane 2, okay, which is a full 4. And then our Defiant, which is only has 2 Vics in it, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to assign each of these. There and right there. Okay. All right, so the Defiant has 2 dice. He hits on a 6, and he defends on a 1 or a 2. And we'll roll those separately from the Hurricanes, okay? And what do we have in here? We have JU-87 number 3. JU-87 number 3. JU-87 number 3, okay. Oh my God. Would be able to move it down. That'd be awesome. There we go. All right. All right, so JU-87, it's got all 4 swarms. Hits on a 6, defends on a 1. We're going to roll for the German plane, the Stuka 3, right? A Stuka 3, yes. We're going to roll for the Stuka first. So 6s are hits. 1s are defense. 4 dice. Ready? Go. 1 hit. And 2 hits again. Oh my god, these Stukas are really good at attacking. So he did 2 hits. And no defense. All right. Now we come back to our... So we're going to roll for the Defiant first. 6 for attacks. 1 or 2 for defense. Okay. And we get to roll only 2 dice. So we want to see 6s and 1s or 2s. 2 2s. So 2 defenses. 2 defenders? How about 0 space 2? So 2 defenses. Wow. But no hits. That was awesome. So they're not going to take any damage at least. That's good. Now we're going to roll for the Hurricane number 2 here. They hit on 5s or 6s. Defends on a 1. They're going to get 4 for 4 Vicks. So we want to see 5s and 6s. Ready? Go. 5. That's 1 hit. And a 1 and a 6. So that's going to be 2 hits and 1 defense by this Hurricane. Right there. Nicely done, boys. Nicely done. All right. Well done. I think we're going to scare these boys home as well, which is good. So he's going to be returned to base. So they did 2 damage. We need to find out who he hit. So randomly, we're going to say, because there's 2 Defiants and there's 4 Vicks, I'm going to assign 1 and 2 to the Defiant, 3, 4, 5, 6 to the Hawker Hurricanes. So let's roll to see who they would have hit. You ready? We're going to look at the 2 red dice. That's the 2 hits, and we'll find out 1 or 2 is the Defiant, 3, 4, 5, 6 are going to be the Hurricanes. So the first one was a 4, which is going to go against the Hurricane. The Hurricane's got 1 defense, so no damage. Second one was a 1, which went to the Defiant. The Defiant has 2. It can resist 2 hits, so no damage there. So the Stukas don't do any damage. We do 2 damage to them. And look at us go. So that is shot down 2 and shot down number 3. And they're going to be returned to base now. All right, so now we have to do the same thing with the formations and figure out which way everyone's facing. We'll start with the JU-87. We're going to look at just the first black dice. Again, I'll probably just do it like this. Roll 1. So he's going to be facing directly north. Boom. Then we'll do the Hurricanes next. We're looking at the red dice. 5, which is going to be facing southwest, like that. And then for the Defiants, they're facing directly north as well. So after the dogfight, everyone is scattered in there and facing different directions. Okay. Lovely. So, that is the end. I believe that's the end of turn 2. What else is, bookkeeping. I'm doing the bookkeeping as we're progressing through it. So far we've taken 1 Hurricane hit, and the Germans have taken 3 JU-87 hits. 2 of them are going to be returned to base, so we don't have to worry about them anymore. And now we can go after the rest of the boys. All right, here we go. So So now we have, I think, a problem because this guy here, I think, because there's two of them in the same box, even though they're facing different directions, I think they become massed formation. Let's see what it says here. When a Luftwaffe Schwaffel enters a box containing another Schwaffel, all movement ceases and they join together to become a massed formation. Alright, so this guy moved into this space. So he would take on the direction that they're moving. This guy would also be in this space then with this guy. Yeah, we'll put them on top. So when a Luftwaffe Schwaffel enters a hex containing another Schwaffel, all movements cease and they join together to become a mass formation. All Schwaffels in mass formation that include bombers are changed to altitude HL. Otherwise, all altitude changes to that of the highest altitude of any participating fighter Schwaffel. The facing of the Schwaffel originally occupying the hex, not the Schwaffel that moved into the hex, is applied for all the mass formations. Mass formations remain together unless scattered in a dogfight. So yeah, we now got to fight these guys as a group together. But fortunately for us, that shouldn't be too bad. Once on a massed formation, Schwaffel rolls and move the number of hexes based on the lowest movement allowance of any Schwaffel in the mass formation. Subsequent movement is determined by reading the leftmost column of the Luftwaffe movement chart for those aircraft type in the mass formation. For example, if Schwaffel of Stukas, DO-17s, and BF-110s joined into a mass formation, the movement allowance would be 1 hex from the Stuka, and the subsequent movement would be determined based on the column pertaining to Stukas on the Luftwaffe movement chart, as Stukas are the leftmost column. Alright, so we're going to be looking at the leftmost column here, which is going to be the Stukas in our case. Definitely the Stukas are going to determine, and they're all going to move 1 space, so we're going to be able to regroup, and we're going to be able to come back and shoot these guys down, hopefully, and maybe even get these guys up off the ground. We're going into turn 3. Let's read the rules on this scenario. Delay takeoff and do not move until round 3. Okay, we're going into round 3, so they can now start doing something. Okay, I think we're killing it, man. We're killing it good. All right, starting turn 3. German movement. This guy is gonna bloop, 1, 2, 1. He just goes 1 south. They just head south, directly south, to get off the board, and they're only moving 1 per turn, so that's good. This guy here, I guess, is going to turn around and go south, even though he's facing the wrong way. Alright, now we got to roll to see what this guy and this, we're going to put these guys on top, since that is the... Alright, so we're going to roll for these guys here. And let's see what this Stuka has to say about this. You ready? Rolling on the German movement chart. That is a 5. Turn to target. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So they're... Oh, you guys can't see. Hang on. God damn it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So these two are equal distance away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3. So he's going to turn towards this guy and bloop, move 1 space. Okay. This guy here now needs to do something. Let's see what he does. There was a 1. Turn left or right. 1, 2, 3 is left. 1, he's going to turn left. Bloop. And go 1 space left. This guy's been all over the... Oh, again, he... Fucking Jesus. So let's try that again. He was here. He's going to turn left and move forward 1 space. That guy is lost, man. He doesn't know what he's doing. That's good. That's really good. All right. It's our turn now. It is our turn. So... these guys are going to return to base, return to base. We do have these guys coming. We do have these guys as well. They're going to move 1, 2, 3. They're going to be done. This guy is going to move... you know what? He is going to turn around and he's going to chase that guy down. Is he going to chase that guy down? We could use his firepower somewhere else. You know what? No. 1, 2, 3. We're just going to move him out this way. I was thinking about going after him, but I decided not to. We could use his firepower here. Okay, this one here is our Defiance. Now, I am going to send the Defiance out after that guy. And now, boom, boom, boom. 1, 2. There we go. We're going to move in our Hawker Hurricanes. Wait a minute. Are these the guys? Ooh, these guys only have 2. Yeah, you know what? No, these guys have got 4. What am I thinking? This guy's got 4. Hurricane 2 has got 4. Yeah. We're going to send them in there. 1, 2, boom. Let's see. All right. Let's see what happens. That's it. That's all the movements. That is all the movements. So we got some dogfights. We're going to start with this dogfight here, which has got 2 Defiance against JU-87. The JU-87 is got 3. He only has 2 guys remaining, so it's 2 on 2. He hits on a 6 and defends on a 1. While we, with the Defiance, we hit on a 6 and we defend on a 1 or 2. So we technically have the advantage here. All right, so German first. Let's roll to see what the Stuka does. 6 and a 2, so he does 1 hit. And this is his last attack. He is out of attack. So he won't be able to attack anymore, which is... Alright, so that was a 1 and a 0. So we had 1 attack, no defense. Hits on a 6, defends on a 1. So yes, okay. So now let's look at the Defiance. Has 2 dice. Hits on 6s, defends on a 1 or 2. We're going to look at the red dice. 4 and a 5, which do nothing. 0 and 0. Well, that's a bummer. Okay. So that was a big fat 0-0. Is that what that is? That is we had the advantage and we wasted it. Okay, great. 0-0. 0-0. So we're going to take one hit. So it means we're down to one Vic left. And they're not going to take any damage whatsoever. Ugh. All right. Maybe we'll send the rest of the guys home. All right, now more importantly, we got a big fight coming up here. This is going to be our ace BF 109s. So there are 5 and 1. So they're going to hit on a 5, defend on a 1. And then we have to decide if we're going to go after the Stuka or if we're going to go after the fighters. He's going to get an extra dice because he's an ace, too. And he's a 5 and a 1, which is just as good as we are. We're a 5 and a 1. This is number 2. So he's going to get a second go at things here. He's going to get one more. Yeah, would have one more fight if he lives through this. All right. And then the BF 109. All right, BF 109. We actually only has one more as well, so. Okay. Wait a minute. Why do I have a 2 and a 0 on this guy? Oh, that might just be a placeholder. Placeholder, yeah. All right, so he's going to get 5 dice. He hits on 5s or 6s, defends on a 1. We have to decide if we're going after the bombers or we're going after the fighters. I think if we do damage, we can scare the bombers away. And we don't want to take any bomber damage, so I think we're going to go after the bombers. We're going to go after the bombers. Try and scare the bombers away. All right. So, what do we got? So, we're going to do this. We'll get to you in a second. We'll go with the JU-87s first. JU-87 number 1. All right. JU-87 number 1. Oh my God. All right, JU-87 number 1. He is going to take 4 dice, hit on 6, defend on 1. Here we go, 4 dice, black dice. 4 to 2 or nothing. Next 2, 5 and 6. So he's got 1 hit, no defense. 1 hit. No defense. Okay. Now, the BF 109 ace hits on 5s and 6s, defends on a 1. He's going to get 5 dice. Ready? Go. 2 and a 4, which is nothing. 4 and a 6, which is 1 hit so far. He's got 1 more dice. We're going to look at just the first black one. And it's a 2. He literally, oh my god, that was amazing. He did so bad. That was amazing. He had actually 1 hit and no defenses. Wow. Oof, that was a great one. All right, so we got 4 attacks, 5 and 6s for hits, 1 for defenses. We would like to have at least 1 defense. So here we go. 4 dice. Red dice. 4 to 1, which is going to be 1 defend. We need a hit though on these. 4 to 6. So we got one attack and 1 defense. 1 attack and 1 defense. And that is hurricane number 2. Sorry, hurricane number 2. Hurricane number 2. Getting busy. Look at him go. So he's got 3 kills so far. All right, so the Stuka rolled 1 attack, no defense. We have 1 attack, 1 defense. So we nullify his attack and we do 1 damage to him, which is going to make him go to our return to base, I believe. Even though they're in a big pack, I still think they... So he's going to take 1 damage. And then the BF-109 does 1 attack. We don't have any defense for that. So it is going to be 1 damage to us on hurricane number 2. So we've taken 1 hit. And we did 1 to the Ju-87. But now after the dogfight, everyone is scattered all over the place. And they're no longer in their... what is it called? Massed formation. They're not in a massed formation anymore. So, starting with the BF-109s, let's find out which direction they're facing. Looking at the first dice only, black dice 6 is going to be facing the way they're facing, actually northwest. Following up with the Stukas, let's see which direction they're facing. 4, which is going to be directly south, which makes sense because they're headed home. And then we have our unit, which is going to be looking at the red first dice, and that is a 3. That is going to be facing south and east. So we're going to be facing that way. The bombers are going to be headed south, and the German fighters are facing north. So that's crazy. All right. That's the last of the fights. That is the last of the fights. That is turn 3 done. Turn 3 done. We got several of them that are running home. We've taken some losses, but we so far we've inflicted 4 Stuka casualties, and that is it. And we've taken 3. We've taken 1 Defiant hit and 2 Hurricane hits. So 3 losses versus 4 destroyed. So far we're doing okay considering we're just getting in the fight with half of our units. All right, here we go. Here we go. And for those of you joining me, I've got this little Excel sheet I'm using to keep track of all the information if you're wondering. So that's it. With round 3, we're going on to round 4. And so he's returned to base. We don't even have to roll for that. He's returned to base. Don't need to roll for that. He's returned to base. Roll for that. We do have to roll for this Yahoo, though. To find out, or does he automatically stay and fight us? I don't know. How does that happen? After a dogfight, when they're in a mass formation, they also defend against. The fighters defend against attacks for the bombers. So in that case, the BF-109 had 0 defense, so we didn't defend anything, so that's good. Otherwise, they would have defended, and that would have been bad. In fact, the Germans have rolled a total of 0 defense so far. They've rolled the BF-109, 0. The Stuka 1, 0. The Stuka 2, 0. The Stuka 3, twice, 0 and 0. They have not rolled a defense yet. They're all attack all the time, I guess. All right. So, how does it happen that we are still in the same hex after a dogfight? I would think he would stay in the fight. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know. Hey, David, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Good to see you all. This looks like a fun game. Thanks for bringing it to my attention. Yeah, no problem, my friend. No problem at all. You can get this book at Amazon, and you can buy the boxed counters and the boxed map pieces and all that from Blue Panther. So check out those 2 sites. Okay, so what happens after a fight happens? We have a big dog fight. The bombers are sent home, but what happens with us in the same location? Do we continue the dogfights, or do we have to re-engage with one another? It says after a dogfight, all squadron and shuffles involved are considered scattered. So I'm assuming that dogfights only occur between squadrons and shuffles located in the same hex. I'm assuming they're going to stay in the hex. And I'm actually think that I think these guys also stay in the fight. And basically the fight continues until one side's defeated or decides to run away or whatever. I think we continue the fight. Which means these guy wouldn't be able to return to base either. Hang on. It does say when a Luftwaffe bomber loses one or more swarms in a dogfight, it jettisons its bombs and returns to base. A return to base is possible if both Luftwaffe Schwaffels and RAF squadrons either after having expended its last fuel or ammo point, or for the Luftwaffe Schwappel, additionally having been bombed, strafed, or jettisoned bombs. So I think I jumped the gun a little bit too fast on the return to base. It looks like you have to live through the fight before. The return to base is possible for both Luftwaffe Shuffles and RAF squadrons, either having expended its last fuel or ammo points, yeah, I think this. I mean, to be honest, I believe this should be spelled out a little bit easier. I know Thomas Historic Wings it put a lot of information and a lot of details into the book, but it should be spelled out a little bit easier on movement. I don't find the movement very easy, to be honest. Like, can I just turn facing before I move into a location? Can I just, like, if I'm facing one direction, can I just literally go, okay, I'm turning and going this way? Or do I have to enter into this hex and then turn? I mean, it's not spelled out in the book anywhere that I can see it. Maybe it is, but when you put this much detail into a game, and there's pages and pages and pages and pages of great information, it's just, you have to make it extremely clear to people, extremely clear what they need to do in what order. And, it talks movement. Like, movement is like one of the most important things in this whole game is moving. And there's like 2 little paragraphs on movement. That's it. Like 2 little tiny paragraphs. Movement. Overview. Now it goes into detail on how the Luftwaffe moves and stuff. And but here's like the overview. Like, this is the section that should say, hey, when you're moving, you must move into the direction you're facing before you move into the hex. You have to go into the hex you're moving, and then you can turn. But it doesn't say any of that stuff. So, like, can I move? Can I turn my units before they move into hexes? I mean, that's like the number one thing. Like, and then the second thing is, like, okay, so now we're in a dogfight, okay? And there's, again, a lot of information, but the dogfight section is, again, 2 paragraphs where you're overviewing the information, and then you give a nice example, which is good. It's just, you got to put in here, during the fight, this is what should happen, boom, boom, boom. At the end of the fight, they have to decide, are you going to continue dogfighting? Are you not going to continue dogfighting? It doesn't say anywhere in here. Like, it just says, jettison bombs. When a Luftwaffe bomber loses 1 or more swarms, it can return to base. It can return to base. And then return to base. A return to base is possible for both the Schwaffel and the RAF squadrons, either having expended its last fuel point and or if in the Luftwaffe after it's bombed or jettisoned its bombs, etc., etc. So for me, what this is saying is, okay, if you're in a dogfight, the bombers have to drop their bombs because they've taken damage. They're going to return to base. But does that mean they don't continue the dogfight? It doesn't say that. It doesn't say not to continue the dogfight. It's not spelled out very well, is what I'm saying. It's unfortunate. I have to kind of guess what I'm doing here. And I don't want to have to guess. I don't want to have to guess. I shouldn't have to guess. Like, this is the two most important things in this game is movement of the different units on the map and how they interact in dogfights. So that should be spelled out without a doubt. Absolutely 100%. There should be step A, step B, step B, step C, step D, step E. Shouldn't be guessing. I should not have to guess what I'm doing here. This is the two most important things for this game. And if you put in a lot of details, like you got 116 pages of information here. I shouldn't have to read 116 pages to try and find the answers to my two little questions. It should not have to do that. It should be simple and easy, to be honest. Dogfighting and movement are the two most important things in this game. This is what the game is about. You got to spell it out. So, I don't know what I'm supposed to do about this dogfight. When a squadron of Sawful loses its last Vic or Swarm, it is removed from play. Great, but what if they don't? Can I choose? Can I choose as the RAF to, like, leave this dogfight? Can I just leave? What's to prevent them from just chasing me down and coming after me? It's none of this information is spelled out in this book. And maybe it is spelled out in here, but the problem is it's not laid out in an easy to understand position. When you put 118 pages worth of stuff in here, I'm not going to read 118 pages to try and find out what I need to do with movement and combat. It's just some questions. I don't want to play it wrong, but I don't know the answer. So we're going to play it my way. It says, after a dogfight, all squadrons that were involved are scattered. When does the dogfight end? Is it only end when one side is completely eliminated? And if that's the case, why do the Germans get to fly away if they can return to base? Which makes no sense. If they can just fly away, why can't I just fly away? Have I tried Undaunted Battle Britain? No. As a matter of fact, I just played Undaunted the other day. And I just picked up the Battle for Britain one, which looks pretty interesting. I like the Undaunted system, to be honest. I like this too, don't get me wrong. It's just, I don't know what I should be doing. There's complications, there's questions that need to be addressed in when things happen, who's allowed to do what, when, where, and why. If the bombers can just turn around and head home, can I chase them down, and then every time I chase them down, is that considered a dogfight? Do we get free shots at them because they're running for home? It's not spelled out, and it needs to be spelled out because that's the important part of the game. So we're going to play it my way, and the rules that I would play under. So, this guy here, bloop, flies in home. I am going to let him go, and I'm going to turn and head home myself. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I guess I don't move the Brits yet for some reason. Alright, so then same thing here. Even though this guy is facing north, he's going to turn around and head south. And this guy's going to stay in the fight, and we're going to stay in the fight as well. Let's see what this guy does. Let's see what that guy does. All right, that is a JU-87. Let's roll a D6. Again, we're going to just look at the first die. Black die is a 4. Turn the target. So they're going to turn and go 1 north. It's not going to matter because we're going to come down. All right, so that was all the German moves. It's now our turn. I'm going to move this guy. Oh, we got to do this from top to bottom. This guy's going to go 1, 2 and come down there and join the fight. This guy's going to go 1, 2 up there. This guy's going to go boom, boom and land in there. So let's see what happens in this fight. We have... All right, we're going to have a big fight here. German ace, 5 and 1. And so he's going to get 5 dice. And the Hurricanes are going to be 2 and 3. So that's going to give us a total of 6 dice. So it's 6 dice for us, 5 dice for him. So here we go. We're going to D6, D6. Yep. All right. So we're going to roll the Germans first. So he's going to hit on a 5 or 6, defend on a 1. He's going to get 5 dice. So first 3 is a 3, 4, 3, which is nothing. Second roll is just going to be the first 2 dice, which is a 1 and a 4. So he's actually only going to defend 1. Wow, that was... This ace is not very good, by the way. He's going to defend 1 and 0 hits. 0 hits and 1 defend. Wow, that was pretty good. Okay, and that's his last ammo, which means, according to the book, he's going to return to base because he's used his last ammo up. Okay, let's see what we get now. We have 3. This is Hurricane 2 and Hurricane 3. So we have 3 Vicks and 3 Vicks, so they're going to get 6 Vicks. We hit on 5s, defend on 1s. So first one here. Base 1, D6, D6, D6. All right, so... First 3 are going to be for Hurricane 2. Red dice first. Here we go. 5s and 6 are hits. 1 is defense. 2 hits. 2 hits. Wow. So that guy is out of ammo as well because he's used up all his ammo. But he's done a lot of damage. Wow. So he had 2 hits and no defense. And now the Hurricane 3. Let's see what they do. 3, 3, 4, nothing. Oh my gosh, that's brutal. Zero and 0. Wow, that's unfortunate. 0 and 0. 3, 3, 4 is not what you wanted to see there. That's another one of his. So he's got 1 shot left. Okay, unfortunately, so now the ace did no attacks and 1 defense, so he's going to defend against our 2 hits, and so he's going to take 1 damage. That's good. But the ace has got to head home because he's out of ammo, so he's going to be returned to base as well now. And actually, So is our Hurricane. Because he is out of ammo as well and fuel. So this runs into another one of my questionable problems, right? Because I still have Hurricane 3, which would love to shoot down that German. Love to shoot him down. But he's on return to base. So does that mean he automatically gets to move away from me? Does he have to stay in the dogfight until it's over? I don't know. I just don't know. Without reading 100 pages, what the hell I'm supposed to do there, and it should be spelled out. It should have a flow chart, to be honest. All right, so this guy's headed back to base, but we also have a fight down here, and this is going to be back to. Okay. All right, so this is going to be Hurricane number 1. Which only got 2 guys there. Oof, this is not going to go well, is it? He's up against Ju-87 and a BF-110C, but he's got to do his job, boys. All right, let's roll for the Stukas first. This is Stuka 4, I bet, since yep, Stuka 4. So he's got 4 dice. So we're going to do this. 6 and 1s for the Stukas. 1 defense. And 1 hit. So the Stuka is a 1 and 1. That's not good. And the BF-110C has got 4 dice. He hits on 6s, defends on a 1 or 2. For 5, which is nothing. And a 3 and a 4, which is his big fat 0. He's got nothing. Congratulations, BF-110. You got nothing. Trying to make those little dots just don't work really good, does it? Alright, so BF-110 did 0-0, and the Stuka did 1 hit. Okay, so we actually, maybe, we'll get lucky. We're going after the Stukas, and we have a whopping 2 dice. We have a whopping 2 dice. Alright, red dice hit on a 5 or a 6, defend on a 1. We would love a 5 and a 1, please. 1 and a 2. Okay, well. So, we got a 0 attack and 1 defense. And they did no damage there, and they did 1 Stuka attack, which we will defend against. So nobody did anything, which is kind of good. All right. So that's the end of the round. That is the end of the round. We're starting a new round. Germans, starting with him. Move, move, move. This guy moves, return to base. And then these guys, which are in the middle of the dogfight, I am assuming stay and fight. This guy is going to go 1, 2, 3 and join the fight. This guy is out of ammo. So he's got to return to base. He's going to turn around. 1, 2, 3. This guy's going to go 1, 2, 3 and land there. All right, so now we got a little bit fairer fight over here now. And I'm assuming they don't get to move because they're in the middle of a dogfight. So same thing. We're going to go with the Stuka first. Stuka. And he is Stuka 4. He didn't take any damage, so he gets all 4 of his attacks. Hits on a 6, defends on a 1. 2 and a 4, which is nothing. And 2 and a 4. So he did absolutely nothing. And now he's out of ammo, and he's out of... so he's going to be returned to base as well, because he's used up all his ammo. Okay. He did a whopping 0-0, which is nice. Okay. And last but not least, that was, so he's going to be returned to base because he used his second shot up. So all the Germans are headed back home, and they didn't do any damage, which I think is going to bode well for us. All right, so now we have the BF 110. He's going to hit on a 6, defend on a 1 or 2. 4-4, which is nothing. And a 3 and a 1. So he did 1 defense. Wow, that was no damage. No damage and 1 defense. And he can use that to defend the Stuka, which we're going to go after the Stukas. And now we've got Hurricane 3 and Hurricane 1. So we got 2 dice from him and 3 dice from him. So Hurricane 1 first. Hurricane 1 rolled a 2 and a 3, which is nothing. This guy is just, gosh darn, not very good. He got a big fat nothing. He did 2 attacks and he did nothing, no damage. Hurricane 3, and this will be his last go at it. Otherwise, he will have to return to base. Oh my god. He hits on a 5, defends on a 1. We get 3 dice. Show that extra dice. 3 dice, here we go. 5 or 6s for hits, 1 for defense. 2 hits. There you go. There you go. 2 hits, and I believe the BF-110 had 1 defense, which means he can defend 1 of my attacks on the bomber, but not the second one. So the second bomber is going to take a hit, or the second damage is going to cause a hit on the Stuka. And they're going to have to return to base. And all my guys are now returning to base as well as the fight is over. The Germans are running. They're tailing it out of there. We did pretty good. We only lost 3. 1 Defiant and 2 Hurricanes. And we took out 1 Ace, BF-109. And we took out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Stukas. Considering we were way light on this mission, half of our Defiants weren't available and half of our Hurricanes from Squadron 1 weren't available. So that was pretty good. And MVP of this one, Hurricane number 2, shot down 5 enemies himself. That was really good. So, mission victory. The side that scores the most victory wins. The RAF get... there's going to be no hits on the convoy, so we get an extra 3 victory points because they're all headed home. So they can't hit our convoys. They're all returned to base. And yeah, so there you go. So we get an extra 3 victory points. I'm assuming we get like 1 point for enemy kills, so we would get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plus 3 is 9. 9-3. I think that's a pretty good victory considering what we were up against to begin with in this fight. Definitely behind the 8 ball, but somehow, some way, we were able to outduel them. I think, obviously, their random, like when they randomly turn left or right, that really helps because it just, they're not headed towards the target. They're not putting pressure on you. You know, when we got quite a few of those results where they were basically just turning left or turning right and not heading towards the target. So we got a chance to jump a couple of them while the other ones were busy flying around doing nothing. And then by the time they got there, then we got to jump them as well. If they would have just come in mass, we wouldn't have standed a chance. But fortunately, we did okay. We did all right. I think we did fine. That is Tally Ho, a solitaire war game by Thomas Van Hare and Historic Wings. Thanks so much for coming by. I got to go. I'll see you all next time. Thanks for coming by. David and everyone out there, take care of yourselves. And we'll see you all down the line. Thanks.